So what's going on, man? We got a lot of news, and you know how social media is. You don't know what to believe. You know, you got all these pages making funny shit and saying different things. So why don't we hear it from you? You guys going to Austin? Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I kept people in the dark. I just kept posting my booty photos on my stories. I really I don't think I really said much about what's been going on. I don't really intend to say too much. I think we just kind of all collectively decided that we're just going to, amicably, do this thing and split and kind of just go our separate ways and have it not be like some kind of crazy dramatic fucking thing, where we're screaming at each other or throwing things each other's way or anything like that. So, yeah, man, I mean, there's not too much to say. It's just, some differences in opinions and disagreements and things. And some people felt they needed to go a different direction and that's what they're doing. And, I mean, it's part of life. It's a sad thing, to see people that, you spent a lot of time with and that you have good relationships and stuff like that, go a different direction and they're no longer a part of your day-to-day life. You know what I mean? I do care about all of those guys. And, I knew them for many, many years. So it's not like there's nothing, at least for me, maybe for other people, they feel differently, whether they comment on it or not. But at least for me, like I'm still pretty much friends with everybody. It's all very it's just more of a, choice for where they want to go in their life moving forward, which, it is what it is, man. So as far as for me and what I'm doing, we're going to be, me, John, and Gordon are going to be working on opening a school somewhere in Austin, I believe. I think in the meantime, we'll probably be housed at a different gym, just kind of doing our training and stuff. And then we're going to work on finding a commercial place to kind of open up. I think Gordon already announced that. I don't know. I don't keep up with any of it, to be honest. I've been worried about my own stuff personally. I'm just worried about, getting back in there and fighting and, and having a good result when it comes to that. So, I'm excited in the sense that, number one, I'll be back in the continental United States, where you can order food and it doesn't take 3.5 hours. And there aren't all kinds of crazy hoops that you have to jump through to get things like a mattress in your house, which is what I had to deal with. That's a whole other story. So I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about probably, getting some training in a cage moving forward, because I haven't had that out in Puerto Rico. There's a couple places that have them, but it's kind of smaller. So I haven't really got the cage training that I normally like. I know some people have different opinions about that. I know some guys that do MMA that never step into the cage until they actually fight, which I actually find insane personally. I remember I was talking to Mighty Mouse and he was like, yeah, we don't have a cage at our gym. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, no, we don't do any cage training. I'm like, how, like, what do you mean? Like, you fight in a cage, dude. Like, you never thought it would be valuable for you to practice in the place you're actually going to fight. Like, that's mind boggling to me. I mean, obviously he's been very successful throughout his career. So far be it for me to say anything in dissension of that, but it's crazy. So for me, it's a big deal for me to have a cage again and be able to train. And also just probably being in Texas, I'll probably be able to pull for more, I'll probably be able to get more MMA training partners. It was a little hard to get sparring partners when I was in Puerto Rico. You don't have to import everybody. I keep a pretty close-knit group to begin with, but it'll be nice to get some variety in training and stuff like that. So, I'm looking forward to it. I hate fucking moving, to be honest. It's an awful process, and I've had to do it quite a bit with both my personal gym that I own in New Jersey, which is called Garry Tonon Jiu-Jitsu now, as well as my own home multiple times and to different countries, over the past, couple of years. So it's been an interesting trip. A lot of movement.
That's an interesting point, though. I don't think a lot of people, appreciate that being, two main decisions and you guys going that route. And that, everybody's thinking, obviously, the move to Texas is, pretty obvious as far as like COVID. And this is, Texas and Florida being the most active jiu-jitsu states, if you will. And you guys, go to Texas a lot. That was a no-brainer. But the MMA aspect for you and the cage aspect, I don't think a lot of people really understood that or even knew about that.
Well, sure. I mean, in theory, we could have opened a school in Puerto Rico and built a cage, right? It's not like we couldn't have done that there. But we ran into similar troubles that we ran into in life in trying to open a business in Puerto Rico also. Right. So it, ultimately just decided that was going to be something that wasn't, it was going to make more sense to open elsewhere, so we thought we were going to, it was going to be something that could be done in a timely manner and all these things. And it didn't really work out that way. So I think we're going to have a little bit more success out west, if you will.
Did you guys release the name of the school?
I don't know if they released it or not. I don't really know if it's supposed to be a secret or not. So I'm not going to say anything because I do know what it's. I do know
you gotta get a place too. Still, you gotta get a place right?
There's still not even a place, but I know Gordon was talking about doing trademarking and stuff like that today. So the last thing I want to do is like say something I'm not supposed to. I'm pretty sure it should already be known, but who the hell knows? I don't know. I'm not gonna be the one that screws the pooch on this one though. So there is a name, but I'm not saying it here. So do some research. Look on.
Plead the Fifth Amendment. Plead the Fifth Amendment. Yeah, or check Gordon's Instagram, and then you'll find it. Maybe
he's much more vocal about things. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm pretty vocal about certain things too. But
oh, you definitely are, man. Come on.
So okay. So quick question: is this just going to be? Are you guys in Austin just jiu-jitsu or jiu-jitsu and MMA?
Oh, in terms of teaching?
Yeah.
In terms of teaching, I would say that the school will probably primarily be jiu-jitsu. I mean, John does all the sessions with, like, he's my MMA coach. Like, there's no boxing coach, there's no kickboxing coach. It's just me and John really, and a couple other training partners that work with us. So I would imagine we probably continue to keep that kind of small. So like it depends on who shows up and who's interested. I don't think John will be planning on teaching like MMA classes. Right. You know what I mean? I think it'll have a lot more to do with like, hey, if we got some guys that come in that are around my size that have some fucking sparring experience or something, and they want to join in the fun and in quotes for sure. Then yeah, I guess I guess there'll be some room for people to get involved. I don't know if John is really interested in starting up an entire MMA program though. It's really hard to say moving forward. You never really. That guy is he's an enigma for sure. I could never really pin him completely down. So maybe I'm dead wrong, and that's part of the plan. But so far as I know, it's going to be primarily jiu-jitsu.